I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet. Moist. Every single time they think of you. And your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. Really quick, if you want to manifest the reality of your freaking dreams, the links are in the description. What the hell are you waiting for? Your music makes your SP lose it. Look, I'm just going to get right into this, okay? I'm going to just get right into the meat. No pun intended. Look, if you do an imaginal act and you are imagining your SP's tits or your SP's balls, right? Obviously in your mouth, okay? What the fuck else are you going to be imagining? They're not just fucking there in the shirt. They're yours, right? So if you're imagining this, right? Look, if you're one of those who feels like you don't get a feeling out of your imaginal acts, guys, just go in your playlist, whether it's on Spotify, whether it's on iTunes, whether you have a fucking vinyl collection, okay, or you still have 8 tracks. What the fuck? Sell those on eBay already. You'll fucking become rich. Put your fucking playlist on. Whatever song gets you in the fucking zone, makes you feel like the fucking man or makes you feel like the bad bitch. I don't care if it's the most cringe fucking track, you know, on Taylor Swift's pre-fucking, what's the one? What's that one where she, look what you made me do, right? Even if it's old school country Taylor Swift, right? Teardrops on my guitar. Who gives a fuck, okay? You belong with me. You belong with me. You belong with me. That's, you see, there you go. That whatever gets you in the fucking zone where you feel like you become another fucking creature, play that song. For me, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? And I have to be careful with these bastards, okay? Because sometimes their music can fucking bring out the demons and not in the good way. But there's a band, I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're called fucking Slipknot, okay? And I'm about to make a Slipknot right now with this fucking quarter zip. There's a band called Slipknot. One of the most, you know, they're like, if you don't like Metallica, then you like them, right? They're basically one of the most popular metal / hard rock groups ever, right? They're the band who sing metal, and they always wear masks in their concerts, right? Fuck yeah. I saw them, by the way, at the Dos Equis Pavilion. Literally one of the best experiences of my life, and not just because I dropped acid, okay? Not just because, okay? I only dropped a little bit, okay? We microdosed, okay? But anyways, there's a song that they sing called Unsainted, okay? I don't care how many fucking times I listen to this song. There's been songs that I listen to, they come out on the radio, and, well, actually, who listens to the fucking radio? They come out on the fucking digital, and, you know, you get so fucking hard listening to it, but then you're like, well, whatever, let's go back to the, you know, the Beach Boys, or let's go back to fucking Britney Spears, or whatever, right? This fucking song makes me come every single time I fucking hear it. I can listen to, I don't care if it's day, I don't care if it's night, I don't care if I'm in a bad mood, good mood. I love this fucking song, okay? Obviously, I can't play it because YouTube is fucking gay, but, you know, it's like, oh, I never kill myself to save my soul. I was gone, but how was I to know? He says, I didn't come this far to sink so low. I'm finally holding on to letting go. And then they have the choir, never killed myself to save my soul. And then he goes, I'm finally holding on to letting go. and then the fucking drums are bum 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 bum, and then he goes, "I finally," and then he just fucking goes crazy, right? He goes fucking crazy, and the whole fucking song is a little dark if you really look into it, right? But it has such a poppy sound. It actually sounds very much like that one song of "This is gonna be the best day of my life." My life. I think the Neil Arthos fucking album needs to come out, right? But it sounds a lot like that. And they actually ended up, somebody on YouTube did a fucking mixture of both of those songs together. Oh my Jesus, like what the fuck? That's like pure artistry, right? But the reason why I like this song, okay? And I'm getting somewhere to this. I'm getting to you getting your fucking SP. Can you fucking wait? Okay? The only thing that exists is now, okay? If you don't want to listen to this part, just imagine your SP's balls in your mouth, okay? Or your SP's tits, okay? Or skip it, whatever. But the reason why I like that song so much, even though it's kind of about the lead singer's depression and how he overcame it. The lead singer's name is Corey Taylor. Love that motherfucker. Jesus, he's such a great human being. I love him to death. But that's the thing, is like it's all about overcoming adversity, right? And the lyrics where he says, "I'll never kill myself to save my soul," it's so deep, right? Because he dealt with suicidal attempts, he dealt with depression, and you know, a lot of people who listen to music like this oftentimes struggle with the same, you know, mentalities. And I never got to that point, right? And we're not going to go so deep here, but I never was suicidal, but I have had moments where I just felt extremely low. And that's oftentimes how we feel whenever we don't have SP, whenever we are struggling with the moolah, right? But for me, it's just more like, you know, when I have a bad day, you know, or I feel rejection, you know, this fucking song makes me feel like telling that rejection, you know, fuck you, I don't give a fuck, I'm that motherfucker, right? And I try not to listen too much to the lyrics because, you know, he says stuff like reaching out for the hand of God, but did you think you'd shake your own? Right? Basically saying that like God's not answering your prayers. And then he says, "You killed the saint in me." He's like, "You killed the saint in me. How dare you martyr me?" You know, and all that shit. So like if you go real deep in the lyrics, you're noticing kind of like dark themes in the sense of like there's still a little bit of despair left in this guy. There's anger in it, but because it has such a poppy fucking song, you know, not poppy like poppy, not poppy, like it's very, you know, pop, like the genre, right? It has still that essence of it has a little bit of dirt, you know, with the, but then it has a little bit of vanilla, so it's like, what the fuck? And that's oftentimes what Slipknot does, especially in their, you know, more recent modern era discography. They have a little bit more of a mixture, of a balance of softness to their music, mixed with the hardcoreness, right? But for me, when I listen to it, I don't listen to the lyrics. It gets me in the fucking zone, okay? And a lot of times it just gets me ready for the day, right? Just kind of like a song that you listen to for the fucking gym, right? But what I'm getting at is I think I use that fucking song more for like when I'm trying to manifest me accomplishing something. Maybe not so much with women. There is a song that I use for being the object of desire, kind of like Eric talks about the Adonis effect. Shout out to the Power of I Am. You know, he mentioned that he oftentimes will use his own playlist when he's doing the Adonis effect. And if you guys obviously have been living under a fucking rock, subscribe to that motherfucker's channel. His membership is amazing. I'm actually thinking of doing my membership of my own, but the Adonis effect is just a great fucking technique. I'm not going to ruin it. Check out his shit. He deserves all the credit in the world, but it is so true. You can use music that you resonate with, whether it's manifesting money, manifesting a good day at work, manifesting you getting that job interview or whatever, right? Manifesting an SP. For SPs, I use The Weeknd, where he did a collaboration with this this synth god named Kavinsky, right? Not extremely popular, but he is the one who sings that fucking song from Drive with Ryan Gosling, Night Call. Oh my fucking Jesus, bro. I'm giving you a night call. I can't even fucking sing it because there's like a robotic voice. Just fucking listen to that motherfucker, okay? Can I, will I get demonetized if I fucking try to play this shit? I can't, because I'm gonna, pause the video. But oh my gosh, dude. Like fucking just the beginning of the movie Drive alone. 2011, Ryan Gosling. Epic, bro. Jesus Christ. But when I actually created the channel, I heard this song called Odd Look, right? Like a weird look, like someone gave you a weird look. Odd Look by The Weeknd featuring Kavinsky, or it's Kavinsky featuring The Weeknd, whatever. Either ways, The Weeknd does all the fucking singing, right? And in that fucking song, he's a fucking player. He says, I got a good girl in my room, no tats in her skin. I got work on her purse, she got guilt on her grin. And I swear it's be the same every fucking where that I've been. All these girls try to be saints, I make them all to sin, right? You know what I'm saying? That fucking part alone where he says, I make them all to fucking sin, right? It's so fucking true. That's how you feel. That's how I felt when I had the fucking Infinity Gauntlet of SPs, where I had like one girl fucking getting jealous and even asking all the girls at work, like, are you dating him? Like, are you dating Neil? Like, what the fuck, right? And then I have all these other girls knowing that I'm with this other woman, but yet they keep blowing my fucking phone up, and just, that's how it fucking feels, right? I'm making them all sinners. That everybody thinks when they post on Instagram that they're these innocent girls going to church, but they're fucking me, and they know that I'm cheating on my girl with them, right? I know it's fucked up, okay, but I was a little fucked up back then. But either ways, the point is like that song really gets me in the fucking zone, and that is another song, just like Unsainted by Slipknot, that I can really just fucking listen to, and it gets me in the state of the player, right? I mean, I love hip hop mixed with synth EDM. It's just a perfect. I mean, Weeknd's not really hip hop, but I mean, you get the fucking point. He's like a more melodic, beautiful Drake who doesn't rap and doesn't try hard, Degrassi style. I love The Weeknd, okay, or even The Hills. Your man on the road, he doing promo. He has swagger just like Tony Romo. You know what I mean? That shit, whatever you have to fucking listen to, the bottom line, guys, is whatever you have to fucking listen to, okay, to get in the state, don't be fucking shy. Get that fucking playlist on. Now, a little disclaimer. Some of you guys have probably heard that you don't want to listen to too much sad music or too much music where, they're just all about like, I miss you, baby. Ever since you left me, I've been so sad. Like, you don't want to overdo it, right? I mean, I know a lot of those sad songs can really fucking touch our heartstrings, but you always got to be careful that they don't touch the part that ignites the old story. So if it ignites the old story, I would go against it. Because, like, going back to Slipknot, for example, I actually told myself I wasn't going to listen to them anymore because of me getting into manifestation, right? But now that I'm more stronger in my spirituality, I felt like I was having fucking withdrawals. I'm like, let's get the knot, right? But I was fucking with some of their heavier shit from the earlier years, and they have this fucking song called Disaster Piece. And just by hearing the fucking name, you're like, okay, I already see where this is going. I don't even think I can fucking say the first line of that song, but any of you guys who know that fucking song, you know what I'm fucking talking about. He says that I'm gonna fucking say it. He says that he wants to slit your throat and fuck the wound, okay? And right off the bat, anybody fucking hearing that would be like, what the fuck is this Columbine high school fucking shit, right? But the song has so much different elements to it that as a metal fan, I don't listen to too much metal, but there's a couple of bands that I fuck with in the metal scene, including Slipknot, and some of their older shit was just extremely heavy, right? We're talking like fucking, EDP 445 heavy, right? But Disaster Piece is a fucked up song, and it's actually Corey Taylor. He wrote the song back when he was, an alcoholic, and it was at the beginning of his career with Slipknot, and it was supposed to be kind of like him having a catharsis of an experience where he used to get bullied nonstop as a child, right? And he's basically talking about getting revenge on the bully, as you can fucking imagine with that first line, right? Well, I love it not because of the lyrics, not because I'm violent. I've never been violent in my life. I've never had a fly, right? But again, it's just such a fucking heavy fucking banger song, and it's all fucking, screams until the part where he's like, "Blow yourself away, boom, 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 boom. I'm gone, boom, 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 boom. Goodbye. It's so depressing." It has like a little bit of like Linkin Park in it, mixed with some fucking heavy fucking screams, dude, and just vulgarity. It's a good mixture, right? But unfortunately, there's not too much brightness. There's not too much sun in this. There's all darkness in that song. And even though I love that song so much, I noticed that a couple of weeks after I began to listen to it again, I started getting into arguments with my boss. Now, if you guys have kept up with my stories here, I love arguing with my boss because fuck that bitch. Even though she's a little sexy, at this point, if I ever fuck her, like, I'm gonna tell you this right now, it's gonna be a hate fuck. It'll be one of the sexiest ones, but still, I hate that bitch. But with that being said, we always argue, but it was more like darker. It got to the point where I started getting in trouble a lot at work, and I started, crashing out. And again, when I looked back at it, like you always have to do whenever you notice that things are happening in your 3D that you don't want, instead of trying to manipulate it, you just simply say, okay, what was the state that I was in at this time? And all I was listening to was fucking Disaster Piece by Slipknot. I swear, whenever I am hooked on a song, or whether it's a song that I just discovered or that I've already known, I only listen to that song. I'm not one of those guys who typically, lately, I've actually just been letting the playlist go, right? And every now and then skipping a song where it's just like, it's so fucking low vibration, right? But around this time, I'm usually the type of guy who only listen to a song on repeat. I've always been like that. I know it's kind of weird, but I only will listen to one song on repeat. And I was listening to their live version of Slipknot, because they have one where they are singing Slipknot and they have a new drummer, which, by the way, holy fuck, in my opinion, he's the best one yet, right? This is like their third drummer. One of them died, and the other one they just, fired, right? Well, again, great song, but I noticed that it got to the point where the arguments with the boss started to get very, deep, crashing out, cussing her out. I'm gonna be honest with you, cussed her out. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? And it's not like that never happened before, but it was the first time that it happened in years. And it got to the point where I was like, yes, something's up. And I had to stop fucking listening to the song, right? And after I called myself out about it, I didn't immediately give it up, but eventually I luckily grew out of it, and kind of got burnt out from the song. Maybe because I just kept working on self-concept again, and I noticed, the fucking sun rose up again, right? But I'm telling you guys, you gotta be very careful with the music you listen to, right? So that's just a little disclaimer. But other than that, if it's a song that you can really say fits the vibe of the imaginal act that you're trying to do, that is literally like a no-brainer, guys. Add the fucking music, because I'm telling you, there's some songs that just take you places, man. And as long as it's nothing extremely negative or dark, fucking let it be like a fucking movie soundtrack where you're watching a really epic scene and they put on a song where you're like, oh, fuck yeah, they have this song in the movie, fuck yes. Put it in your movie, right? So, yeah, have fun with this, because I'm telling you guys, the imaginal acts, I don't like to really say, you know, like they're fun, because a lot of times we make it seem like if it's just a little gimmick or a little game. But when I say they're fun, what I'm really trying to say is like the dopamine hit that you will get when you're finally sucking your SP's tits, or when you're finally, if you guys don't like the vulgarity, when you're finally in that relationship that makes you happy, when he finally says I do, or you look over your shoulder and 10 years pass by and you guys have still been happily married. That dopamine hit, you can give yourself that right now, and this only adds to the dopamine hit that you can give yourself, that you can impress your subconscious with. Okay, I mean, I'm telling you, I've always known the power of music. Always. I mean, there's some songs that no matter how many times you listen to them, they invoke an emotion so strong that, I mean, we all have that fucking song that will make us cry. Okay? When can we fucking say that about Oreo McFlurries? Okay, yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're tasty. But eventually we get full. But there's some songs that we just never get full of. We never get tired of. And they will always stroke the fucking heartstrings, stroke our balls, everything. You know, so find that music that really gets to you. You know, mine is Unsainted by Slipknot for the fucking, for career, financials, and, you know, just overall feeling like the alpha. Odd Look by The Weeknd, Kavinsky, is a song that I really get into the zone with, being that alpha James Bond who gets all the ladies, right? So, I mean, you guys could use that. I mean, check those songs out. I mean, personally, they're popular enough. I remember Unsainted, when it came out, it actually was such a hit that it was #1 on trending on YouTube for a couple of days. So it is one of the most popular reacted to songs on YouTube when it comes to modern metal. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people even to this day who are doing reactions from it, and it came out in 2019. Great fucking song that comes from an album from 2019 called We Are Not Your Kind. Great shit. You know, there's a lot of great music, but again, just be careful. But ultimately, is it possible that you can listen to a song like Disaster Piece and not let it become a disaster? Yeah, but I think I was just being a little too I was not being careful enough, I'll say it like that. But again, I also do hate my boss, so maybe I just got what I wanted, right? But with that being said, guys, if you have any questions about making your imaginal act, giving yourself the experience of what you desire to have, remember, you have it right now if you give it to yourself. Your subconscious is Stevie Wonder. If you say that you just fucked your SP, even though in the 3D they're blocked on all platforms, your subconscious doesn't know that until you let it know. Okay, because at the end of the day, all that exists is now. If you're giving yourself that right now in the 4D, it happened. You need to get rid of this idea that what we see out here is reality. That's not true. Even the Bible talks about that. If you're of the world, you are not of the Father. Being of the world is thinking the same way that society has told us to think. Okay, life is not what you think. It's more than meets the eye. Fucking Transformers. I'm telling you guys, the moment you start to detach from the 3D, that's where you notice everything starts to shift. Okay, with all that being said, I am Neil Larthos. If you want to work with me, the links are in the description. This is all that the I Am Awareness had to say, and I know you're gonna be okay.